is from is part of the is a core or integral part of the advocacy team. Is the community manager at Advocacy Foundation, and currently is serving as the project manager tracking Soludometer, that is tracking the promises made by the incumbent governor Soludo of Anambra State. So he's doing really good work. He's very admirable. Um, on some days, I feel like I can throw him off Third Mainland Bridge, but on some days, he's my boss, and I really admire the hard work and also the dedication he puts into ensuring that we uphold what advocacy stands for, and as tracking promises and also ensuring that we hold our leaders accountable. So he's one of the big brains behind advocacy. Let me just say most of the advocating we do out there, or the way we go out to ensuring that we let elected officials know that they have to uphold their promise. Mr. Lukman Adamu is one of the forefront in doing that. And interestingly, he is also one of the people that have stayed in advocacy for the longest. So yeah, I've expected people start cheering and clapping by now, start seeing emojis and claps. But still, it's not too late. It's not too late. So Mr. Lukman, are you ready for us?
I'm ready. Yeah, I chose this session over Liverpool's game, and I'm a strong Liverpool fan, so I have to be ready.
All
Um,
right, you have the floor now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lukman. Ayomide has introduced me more than I can ever introduce myself. So, thank you, Ayomide. I would like you to put that in writing now. I'll use that introduction going forward. So, let's just dive into it straight. We want to talk about social media. How can we use social media to, hold our public officials accountable? We all know social media. Social media doesn't need any definition, doesn't need any description to anybody here. But do we really know social media? I hope by the end of this session we will all know social media. So I'll be sharing my screen. Um, can we see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much. Before we go in, I would love us to engage. Let's play. Let's not just, after all, what can no play makes Jack a dog. So let's all chip in where we can. Questions are always welcome. We can cut me off at any time. And yeah, let's go. So like you can see, the cover says leveraging social media to hold public officials accountable. We all see what social media is doing, from TikTok to Instagram to X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, all of them. You know how far reaching your messages get. So how can you now make this profitable when it comes to governance accountability? We know social media has not just transformed the way citizens engage with each other, it has also transformed how citizens engage with governance and how they demand accountability from public officials. And Nigeria traditional media is often limited by political influence. Quick example, we did a piece, we tracked the promise of the Kwara State's governor Abdulrazak. That was 2 years ago. Yes, 2 years ago, and we submitted a press release with pictures. We even had a mini documentary that was supposed to push out. We submitted it to a media house, and the editor called an essay of the governor, and they shut the story down. So that was we trying traditional media. Then another example of how we did something similar was our documentary for Oyo State in 2022 about the Itafaji road that Seyi Makinde promised to fix. Nobody shut down, and that got the desired impact. So we see that traditional media is often limited by political influence, but nobody is telling you not to post on your X. Don't post this budget page on your X. Nobody's telling you that. Don't post it on your Facebook. Nobody's telling you that. So that social media has transformed how we engage with governance and demand accountability from public officials. You use these tools as a tool for advocacy, a very powerful tool for advocacy, mobilization, even real-time engagement with policy makers. With social media, you can track policies, expose corruption, and engage public officials. So we here, by the end of today, I believe we should have explored effective strategies and with case studies from Nigeria, preferably Nigeria, because I believe that's one that will be most relatable to us and beyond also. Power of social media in governance. I think the first and most important is the real-time information sharing. There's something my uncle used to say. He said, if it happened 3 days ago, it's no longer news. So, of what point is vital information to you when it's coming late? It's not. It doesn't have the same impact. So, real-time information sharing, as it is hot, they expose them, they talk about them. We can see the case of the Senator Natasha and the Senate President. As it was happening, we were getting updates. As long as you're online, you'll be getting updates. No need to be waiting for news at 9. No, social media gives that avenue for real-time information sharing. There's also the public mobilization angle, where I believe if we're talking about anything governance, accountability, or advocacy, if you want to pick an example, you would readily go to the EndSARS movement of 2020. We all know that EndSARS didn't start 2020. EndSARS was probably 2017. It was going, but until it's, let me say, caught fire, until the movement caught fire on social media, it didn't really push, it didn't really make any impact. Public mobilization. When people actually woke up to, everybody knew the danger of EndSARS, but nobody wanted to be the one that would speak. Because we all know Nigerians now, we're looking for the first person to go first, pushing everybody. The first person to go, then we'll follow behind. So immediately it caught fire started on Twitter actually. Immediately it caught fire there. It became a global sensation. Everybody wanted to be part of the movement. People came out in their numbers all over the country. We saw support from outside. We saw Jack Dorsey donating to the movement. We saw celebrities also retweeting and engaging and also demanding to help amplify the demands of the movement. So public mobilization, this is one strong suite of social media. Direct engagement with leaders. Okay, the work we do in advocacy requires us to engage with leaders. I'm sure we all know how difficult it is to, for example, want to go to the Speaker of the House of Reps office today and have a one-on-one engagement with him. It's very difficult. But we had engagements with him while we were advocating for the increments in the health budget allocation last month. All these were facilitated by social media. We started it on social media and we engaged on social media and we had physical engagements also with calls and visits. Then fact-checking and countering misinformation. Everything that I don't know how little the information is. Everything should be fact-checked. my circle of friends, anytime we're having arguments, you see everybody with their phones. As this person has said this, Google, Google, just fact checking at all times to make sure that misinformation doesn't take a step forward. It dies on the spot. Because no matter all these things I stated here as the power of social media, all these things on the screen as power of social media can be good or bad. So fact checking and countering misinformation is very essential to make sure you don't act on the wrong information. Let's talk about NSAS. I don't believe there's anybody here that doesn't know the NSAS movement. Even children unborn by then would hear about it. Yeah, I'm sure the dead too would have heard about it because it was global. I think in my lifetime, the only other movement which I would say has garnered more attention would be the Black Lives Matter movement. And we all know if you blow for America, you don't blow for everywhere else. So NSAS was big. So there are a lot of lessons, a lot of pointers in the NSAS. The NSAS itself is one of the biggest citizen-led social media movements, if not the biggest in Nigeria. We all know it just started as an online campaign against police brutality. It's now evolved into a national protest where it became more than just NSAS. Okay, after you NSAS, what next? End bad governance. It evolved beyond NSAS. And why did this happen? It happened because of the attention it got, the interest of the people. And how did we get so much people to get involved in this? It was through social media. And we saw, because of the flexibility of social media, we were getting real-time information. I'm talking videos, pictures, live videos of police brutality were being shared. We're seeing past videos also. We're getting information of police officers that were, instead of probably punished, they were just transferred to other locations. And, information was being shared by the second during that whole campaign. And this also helped to sustain that campaign. And we all know the impact. Later, SARS was disbanded, even though they came back as SWAT. But I haven't heard anybody say SWAT came to knock on their door and seize their laptop. So that's a win. It's a win, even though the movement was bastardized later. But that's a discussion for another day. We will not get into that. That's a long talk. You get governors coming out, someone who came physically to the protest ground to discuss with these people. I don't believe that without the help of social media, you would have seen someone there. You won't have seen anybody. At best, you have sent an essay or a commissioner or something, but someone who himself came there. He took the demands of the people to the president, brought the demands back, spoke to them again. You see how social media is facilitating real-time engagements with government officials. So let's talk about the strategies now. Strategies for holding public officials accountable. You don't just hold officials accountable just by holding their shirts. What are you holding them accountable to? What are you holding them accountable for? You might say, Governor Sanwo-Olu, come and fix this road now. Governor Obasanjo, come and fix this road now. But he will not tell you, did I tell you I'll fix the road before? So you have to find something to hold them. Either you go to the budget and you see that, okay, via what they've put in the budget, they have promised to take on this project. They are promised to build this school, they are promised to renovate this school, they are promised to do this road, do this bridge, or whatnot. Okay, then you track, you monitor. Or the one that I use is not to say, my people used to, there's an adage, I will not speak my language here again because I don't believe anybody here is my language. So the English is just, is what you say that they will use to kill you, or they will use to make you a king. So these promises they make while campaigning for votes, you ape on it and hold them by their belts, by their shirts, by anyhow you want to hold them accountable and say, oh, yes, no be so you talk when you find my vote, come and do it, you said you will do it, that's why I voted for you. So you have tools that do that for sure, I will put my own. If you not market yourself, who will market you? Promise Tracker by Advocacy. That's our Promise Tracker platform that collates campaign promises made by elected officials and tracks the progress of these promises. When you are now tracking these promises, you now want to probably start a discourse about maybe the progress or lack of progress on these projects, promises, whatever. It is advised that you use hashtags. On this, you can see popular hashtags that have been used in the past. Openness was used by EIE, budget, and situation room. Some other CSOs, they used it to advocate for accountability in the National Assembly, because then budget padding was a big thing. You bring budget of 200 million to the National Assembly for approval. National Assembly that's supposed to scrutinize this budget and take out excesses. They'll now review budget and give you back as 500 million. Everybody has put his own constituency project with huge cuts inside. They have fixed it here, fixed it there. I'll bring it back to you and approve it. So this campaign started that, and it opened a lot of conversation 2015, 2016, when Buhari just came into power. The Dogara, Saraki, budget padding, Obua, they fix our oil. I would say Dangote refinery would not be here. It would not be having the impact it's having on our economy, our forex, if this fix our oil did not happen. It was this fix our oil that led to the reformation of the PIB, the petroleum industry bill, and the deregulation of the downstream, which now allows NNPC to not be a referee and a player in the petroleum game. Before, NNPC, they are the ones regulating the oil industry, but they are still an active player in the industry. So that leads to conflict of interest. So the Fix Our Oil campaign was to address these gaps. Then NSAS, I would say this NSAS needs no introduction. It's NSAS. We all witnessed it and saw what happened. Engaging public officials directly. How do you engage them directly using social media? For example, I like giving real examples. Senator Shehu Sani, former Senator Shehu Sani. Of all the senators that were with him then, I would say he was the most active on social media, and he constantly engaged with the people. They were that led to people, once they saw that he was responsive on social media, a lot of problems were brought to him on social media, and he engaged a lot. There's the Anambra State Governor Soludo. He holds spaces on X, does Instagram live sessions also, where he says, okay, let me tell you people that voted for me, let me tell you what I have done, and you will tell me what I can do. So that's one, engaging public officials directly. So using this, you can also hold them accountable. Mr. Governor, you promised to fix this road. This is the road I followed to my office, or I followed to school. And it's not good. People have accidents there daily. That's one way you can hold them accountable. You can write open letters. Or even just starting that discourse. We've had a lot of direct engagements like this with public officials, starting a discussion on social media about a particular promise, and you have government officials coming back to maybe calls or Some are even on social media and then they reply or post the post on Twitter saying, okay, no vex, so we go do am. Give us some time, we can monitor, then we'll start that monitoring again. And then fact checking government claims. I'm sure we can remember the Nigeria Libya. Was it Libya? Yes, Libya. One time that Nigeria flew to Libya to play qualifier and then they were maltreated. So we saw pictures and videos of that they said this was how Nigeria treated them when they came to Nigeria. They were fact checked. A lot of these claims were fact checked, and with Google reverse imaging, Google search, social media search, we saw that these people, these pictures, these messages were probably from some years back. They were not recent claims. They were not recent pictures, not recent videos. So this is how fact checking also comes in. There's also the one of one governor, was it in Ogun State or Ekiti State? They said something like they've completed a school, renovation of a school, and some people went there. They went there, they took pictures of the place and said, this is the school you said you have completed, we'll look at it now. And we saw how that post got deleted immediately. So this fact checking government claims. And you can also citizen journalism, like I've been trying to say since coming online to start this discussion. Fact checking, providing information, all these are citizen journalism. Then there is petitions. Like petition is a big part of what we do at advocacy. We use petitions to urge government to take action on certain promises, certain projects, certain initiatives. So we have platforms like change.org, which is the most popular in Nigeria, where you can start petitions for free, and they give you targets to meet. If you hit so and so signatures, they will help promote your petition. And once you hit the marks, they will help push your campaign. Let me quickly. There's in South Africa. There's this e-toll fee, like toll gates. Now they collect toll gate fees. So this one was online toll where they collected in South Africa, and they launched an online petition. Some people came together, launched an online petition, and it got mad signatures, high amount of signatures, and the government was forced to reconsider those toll fees. They have different fact-checking platforms native to Africa. Dubawa is Nigerian. I think Cable does fact-checking too. There's Africa Check, which you can also use. Then you can use your own Google. Also, Google is your friend. ChatGPT now too. ChatGPT confirms everything or negates everything. You can use ChatGPT. If you have online access, you can fact check a lot of things. You can upload videos and say, where is this video from? It searches the net and tell, okay, this video is not today's video. This video was maybe 10 years ago. So you see that informations are wrong or correct. We all know it's not smooth sailing. Social media is not smooth sailing. You can't just believe that you get social media and all your problems are solved. It's not kumbaya from social media. There are challenges, risks also. Government crackdowns. We saw how President Muhammadu Buhari banned Twitter the other time because of the wahala that Twitter was causing. Then any small thing, Twitter is on fire. They're already saying Buhari resigned, Buhari stepped down. I'm sure that's also played a hand in why he banned Twitter. And I say it's because of they want Twitter to come and be paying tax. They want Twitter to set up office in Nigeria. I'm still here to see Twitter's office in Nigeria. So government crackdowns can happen. There can be online harassment and cyberbullying. We see that daily, where you say stuff, but because it's an opposing view, someone comes on to maybe rubbish your claim by posting maybe something you did 5 years ago. I say, is this you? I think that's popular. What people do now is they'll go and search for your account number. They'll search maybe bank on your page and come out and say you that are begging for money. You are the one that will not know about policy. You are the one that will not know about government. So there is always online harassment, cyberbullying, then the misinformation and propaganda. When you give everybody ability to share information, there's bound to be misinformation. Sensationalism is also a big problem. Sensationalism is a form of misinformation where maybe, for example, now Tinubu says 200 Nigerians have died this year. Someone will now go and carry it with the headline of Tinubu kills 200 Nigerians. But what the body will be saying was that Tinubu said 200 Nigerians have died during his administration. So that's sensationalism. It's a form of misinformation. So how do you mitigate these risks, these challenges of social media advocacy? Government, when they ban Twitter, I'm not sure we all stopped using Twitter. Everybody, you will see one or two VPNs. People are using VPN. Then all social media platforms have ways to report abuse. So you are encouraged to report abuses, report harassment or cyberbullying online, and verify information before sharing. Please, this one is very important. We have seen a lot of things being taken out of context because people were too lazy or too biased to verify information before sharing. So we have talked about the importance of social media, the challenges, and how to mitigate these challenges. Now, how can you get involved? This is your call to action. You follow and engage advocacy platforms, government and advocacy platforms. There are a lot of them in Nigeria at the moment. The ones that would come to head quickly would be advocacy, of course, budget, yes, Serap, budget have tracker, code, connected development, that's code, follow the money, EIE, there are a lot. Follow them. They are always, if they are not educating you on what's going on, they are starting online advocacy. Engage in this advocacy, participate in these advocacy campaigns. Broaden your knowledge about policy and governance. It makes it harder for you to be bamboozled by propaganda. Once you know that this thing is not possible, they not tell you, someone will now come and tell you that if you vote for me, I will give you all, I will share, I will make 50,000 in cash transfer to all citizens. If you have been following organizations like Budget now that break down budgets, that breaks down how Nigeria gets their revenue, how Nigeria spends, you know that it's not possible. So you know that this one are lie. I know they vote for you because of this lie where you lie. So it makes it harder for politicians to even bamboozle you, and it makes it harder for you to see a lie, a blatant lie on social media and share it also, because you know what is applicable, you know what is achievable, you know what is attainable. Then you can also start a local accountability movement. It doesn't have to be until you have 10 million people that you can actually make a difference. You can start with creating a WhatsApp group, put like minds there, and discuss these issues. This person has 10, this person has 10, I bring 10, you bring 10 people. We are 24 like that. We move on, we add more people. Before you know, we are a very big movement. So I don't have to know 1,000 people before I start making change. There's this story of some guys in Kaduna State, Kaduna or Kano State, one of the BKs, that they came together to. It was first a move to draw government attention to the hunger in their community. It later evolved into them now actually solving that themselves. It started with just, I think, three friends. Yes, they started like that. it was first, okay, come, if I get problem, you fit help me, you help me. If two of us we put it together, we go fit help am. Something like that. It evolved into now, let's make it bigger than us. Let's start helping the whole community. And this community problem, it pass our power, let's bring government in. And then they became benefactors for their community. So you can also document and share governance failures responsibly. Responsibly, I don't say you should go and be saying, Tinubu's head is big, Tinubu, DSS knock your door, I don't do. Responsibly document and share governance failures responsibly. Have very your choice of words should be not meek, firm, but not offensive. There are ways you can say these things that won't warrant DSS coming to knock on your door. If you witness any government failure or corruption, you document and you share. If you believe you don't have the reach, you don't have the audience to probably correct that inadequacy, you can share it with these various advocacy platforms. The one that fits that goal. If you have a budget stuff, I would advise you take it to budget. So like that, you have things like if you have something around the manifesto promise that's not being fulfilled, you can bring it to advocacy, and advocacy is always ready. Budgets, as CSOs, I think it's almost like a vow that you're always ready to accept these contributions from the public. So this is how you can get involved. Final message: social media is powerful. Let's use it to drive real change, not just making people that should not be popular. No, social media should be used for more than that. Social media is a game changer for governance and accountability if used properly. While challenges might exist, the ability of social media to amplify citizens' voices, to track promises, and pressure public officials is undeniable. We have seen instances of this. You see where something is going one way, and because of the discussion happening on social media, it changes the course of this of the initial action. You can also see that even politicians now are even milking this advantage of social media to where they come now, they hire their own influencers and say, oh yeah, do it as if it's the people that are requesting for this particular initiative. Meanwhile, it's their own, this is just to share it, or they use it for their own praise singing. They won't be doing this if they don't believe that social media has the power to influence public opinion and government opinion also. So with strategic engagements, strategic content, well-researched content, very important. Well-researched content, plug all loopholes. With strategic engagement, well-researched content, and consistency. Consistency is very important. We can all use social media as a tool for real political change, for real policy change, real governance change. The power of the people is not PDP. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. How many are we? 200 million. If our last census count is anything to go by, if it's correct, we are 200 million people. The people in power are not up to a million. The elected officials in Nigeria are not up to a million. So that's not even 1% of our population. So the power of the people is greater than the people in power. So if we use social media wisely, we can harness this power to actually influence the people in power.